Good morning, afternoon, evening, or any place in between that it is for you, and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am getting ready to do a reading for those of you who are new here. If you'd like to learn more about how I read, or just curious about what I do in addition to this channel or my other channel, you can find that information and all that information in the description box below. As well as with disclaimers. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, we're going to jump in and get started. So I have to say, I found it interesting, the selection lineup that I was given to pull for today, which actually has me just realizing that I moved all of this out of the way beforehand. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Normally I have gotten into the habit of leaving the decks up here that I was led to pull, so that if anyone was interested in knowing what cards I was using, you can see that right at the beginning. And now I'm going to pause and I'll remove the boxes again. All right. So anyway, that's the combination of decks I was called to pull. We may or may not use them all. I never know till we get going, and they guide me throughout the reading as to which deck to use next. I also have a variety of tarot cards to use, as well as the Oracle of the Radiant Sun and the Kipper decks. So we are going to get started. And seeing as they told me to pick up this deck, or I just naturally picked up this deck, I should say, I'm going to just begin with this deck. Okay, we're going to take the two that came out face up. We have Trust the Universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. So based on this message, I would say you may feel like you have been led astray. You may feel like, well, let me rephrase that. It's saying that intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. So we can often feel like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? That's so off course, right? But sometimes a detour is actually moving us into better alignment, even when it doesn't seem like it. I would also say that because it's saying the timing's not yours, but the universe is at play, is it's whatever's coming, whatever's going to be unfolding here is very divinely timed, of something that's coming forward for you. And we have destiny. One door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. So clearly there is some sort of a divine timing that is happening. And you may feel like the doors are closed to you, but it's actually because there's things happening behind the closed doors, or behind the veil, or in another level, realm, however you want to look at that, that is at play, that is actually for your best and highest, even if we don't see it in our here and now. Okay, where are we going next? How are we going to have this unfold? All right. We're going to look at where we're at right now, and then where are we headed, and how to bridge the gap. Ah, that's too many. Thank you. Oh, that's right. We have the Vessel. This is really interesting. Okay, so it is a portion of the human body in like a bowl of some sort. Could even look like this spot, like if you took the sun and cut it in half and stuck them in there. We do see all this darkness, but it's like there's light and dark, and then and then there's this light, and this light is red, orange, yellow, and white. So to me, it's talking about the 3 lower chakras. Very earthy, the vessel, the body. And I would say that, you know, because again, we had this being led astray card. So maybe there were some things that pulled your attention away from what you thought you were going to be doing into maybe body maintenance. But destiny and the universe are at play here. So I feel like that whatever this is about, I mean, it could even feel like there's, I mean, look at that. It looks like there's a lot of movement. And you are held in this energy here, very earthy. So I do feel like maybe there's a tension that would be beneficial for the human body. What, you know, and again, you could look up, you know, the root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, and like what do they pertain to, and see what jumps out and resonates with you. Then I would suggest it, if you have that kind of reaction, that there's this, oh yeah, I can see how this for my root, yep, I can see this, you know, then that would be what it is for your body in that regard. And I thought we were going to do the this is where you are, this is where you're going, and here's the bridge, but they're saying no, we're not doing that. So I mean, for some of you, this could simply be like, maybe you thought you were going to go down this one road and you ended up really getting into nutrition or yoga or strength training or, you know, something about the body that really took your attention away from where you thought you were going into a new direction. And it's not that it was meant to discourage you, but it was actually preparing you for what is coming, because there is this trust the universe and destiny, right? So yeah, let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, I'm sorry about the dogs, guys. We have a house full. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Let's talk about the vessel here. Shh, lady, mind your business. Okay, that's too many. That's still too many. No. Sorry, guys. You can feel free to fast forward to the card coming out, because sometimes it takes a while and they keep giving me way too many. So, okay, guys. Let's go a little further with the vessel, or whatever is the message that you're wanting to bring in next. Thank you. Or the medicine wheel. Very nice. A lot of spiritual support, a lot of animal energy. We do have okay, so this is going to sound weird. we do have an eagle, and I'll show you in just a moment. We do have an eagle. However, when I first looked at it, I was like, is that an ostrich? Which is weird because to me, they don't look anything alike. But so possibly for someone, ostrich energy. So you might want to look up ostrich energy. But we have the eagle, the again, I'm seeing cheetah, but I was thinking leopard and then panther. So you may want to look up cheetah, leopard, panther, see what speaks to you. We also have a green snake and a hummingbird. And I would also say that it's interesting on this medicine wheel, like this portion is lined in red, this portion in yellow, this portion in black, and this portion in white. And what I'm also going to say, and I'll show you again in a moment, this black section here has lines coming off of it just like we see here. And we have this red, orangey red, and the yellow and white. And again, we talked about yellow, orange, red, and white. That's interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. I'd also say too, the medicine wheel came out in the upright. So I feel like, and I'm actually going to look up what that is in the book here. So 4 cardinal directions. Oh, okay. So to manifest clear blue skies in your life, it is important that you take a look at certain aspects of your being. Your being. Back to the vessel. Your being. Okay. Enter the medicine wheel from the south and reflect on how you are still clinging to events from the past. Continue to the west and notice which relationships are toxic and drain your energy. Step into the north and ask yourself, do I know my passion, and show it? End at the east direction. Visualize how you want to live the next chapter of your life. It is up to you how much time you spend in each direction, minutes, days, months. But when you are done, make sure to step outside of the wheel and contemplate your journey. So in reading with that, and again, I mean, you can hit rewind on this and write down the different directions if you so desire, if that speaks to you or if a specific direction speaks to you. But I do feel like, again, it's a journey, right? I mean, you're going south, west, north, east. Southwest, north, east. So yeah, it is a definite journey, and I do feel that it is around, again, the body, and they said the being. And I mean, your being isn't just your body, but because we have this here and it is very definitely around the body, there may be something there that is looking for attention. Now, this could be something simply, and I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, of just simply like maybe shifting up what you ingest, the quality of it. Maybe it's about movement, whether that's, again, something, full on, or if that's something very gentle. But yeah, so you may want to look at that and see what that means for you. Where are we going from here now? What are we? Okay. This is the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which is a box I did not put down. Okay, so let's look at the vessel. Can we get one for the vessel, please? That's way too many. Oh, but see how that landed on there and it kind of knocked everything off balance? It knocked everything out of place. So I think that that is very significant in the sense because this is the card says discrimination. And I think in this day and age, you know, that a better wording for that would have been, because that can be a trigger word, but this isn't talking about discrimination the way a lot of people will take it nowadays. This is talking about being very selective about, like, she's looking at 4 different butterflies. She also has what looks like a daffodil, a yellow daffodil, and we have the fox. So again, you may want to look up daffodil energy, butterfly energies, and fox energy, and see what speaks to you in regards to all of this accumulatively, right? If anything does. We also have pine trees. But I think that the discrimination here is more about being very selective. And again, because we're talking about the body here and journeying through that, I think it's about being very selective about what you ingest, being selective about what you expose your body to, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual bodies too. I asked that actually to be for this one. Now let's look and see what comes through for the medicine wheel. Comes through for the medicine wheel, please. Thank you. I was going to say, I thought 2 came out. Yeah, that's right. All right. And we have rebellion and influence. Rebellion and influence. And this was in regards to give me more information around the wheel. So what I feel of this is that there have been, maybe there's been this, this could be rebellion within the self towards the detour. Upset that there's a detour, upset that it's like, why do I have to deal with this? Why, you know, why? And I would say that that ends up creating a distraction from just allowing yourself to go in this and, you know, learn what you can learn, release what you can release, bring in what you can bring in, and come out in more alignment, balanced, you know, happier, healthier, etc. But the rebelliousness of, well, I don't want to have to give up ABC, whatever that is. But I feel like, you know, again, it's like we see here this wall that's built, and this sword is going directly into the mind. So I would say that there are some beliefs that are probably at play here that are creating blockages, because there's all this wall that's built around this place. And I mean, it goes everywhere where the land moves. It's like, nope, ain't doing it. And it just feels like it's just being very rebellious around but being given an opportunity to change things. It's like, no, I don't want to change. Why should I have to change? And we also have this influence, and we're seeing, you know, a reference to me, a reference to Adam and Eve and the serpent. So again, and I talked about things that we ingest, that there may be, you know, the beneficial to be more discriminating, more particular about what we ingest and put within our body, because there's some sort of an influence in your life, whether that is people, habits, beliefs, situations, wanting to be the peacemaker and avoid anybody getting upset because you want to change something. I just heard, you know, maybe there's a fear of being bitten, meaning, and or of a split. If I try to create changes for myself, so-and-so might leave me. Or, well, so-and-so is going to give me a lot of kickback and a lot of opposition about that. They're going to rebel against me wanting to improve on myself. And, you know, that's something that you would have to, I shouldn't say have to, but something that would be up to you to work through. Are you going to let somebody else influence and dictate what you can and cannot do and the quality of your life? Are you going to let old beliefs that no longer serve to dictate how you address this, or any part of your life, or your desires, or your dreams, or what you're doing or not doing? You know, that's up to you. Where are we going from here, please? Okay. Oh, sorry. Too many. All right. So this chunk came out, but then this fell out separate and face up in my lap. So this is the one that we are going to take. And it says, give yourself permission to put down your burdens, put down the rebelliousness, put down the arguing, put down the building the walls, put down letting others influence what you will or will not do. Because no one knows but what's best for you but you. Give yourself permission to put down your burdens. Permission must come from you because it cannot come from anyone else. See? So perfect. So perfect. Yeah. Yeah. And this is something that is influencing your body, your quality of health. And again, keep in mind, everything, to me, everything has a domino effect. Everything has that rippling effect, right? It's nothing and no one is an island unto itself. So it holds potential to change a lot of things. And it can be from the simplest steps forward, a step of any kind. Okay, where are we going from here? Okay, they're showing me a different deck, and it's one I don't have out here yet. This is TLC for the Soul. Oh. So the one that kind of fell out to the side here, it's called Curious Rest. And I feel like it's like, well, let me show you the picture. Curious Rest. I mean, doesn't that look like just so inviting? It's beautiful. It's calming, very nature oriented. So I would say for some of you, there may be, and we have a day away from it all on this one. And right when I said that, I don't think the mic probably picked it up at all, but it's interesting. I have this, a carpenter bee, and it's just one. I mean, I'm sure there's more around somewhere, and I don't even know if it's the same one or different ones, but one that will come and fly and tap on my windows. It'll fly into it, but not like hard, but just like hover and then tap and then come back and then hover and then tap. And they do the same on my patio doors. And right when I said have a day away from it all, maybe nature oriented, it tapped on my window. So I do feel that getting connected to the outdoors is going to be very important for some of you in this journey. I think it's important to everyone, no matter where they are or what's going on, because it's just very grounding. And did we talk about grounding? No, that was a different reading. Sorry, but it did come back to me like that and very strong. So I do feel that for a good portion of you, getting grounded is going to be very, very important, and being out in nature helps us to do that. Now, I also say, notice how this swing is literally just a plank of wood and rope. Very natural materials. Getting back to the simple things, And I think, again, this whole curious rest is like maybe going out and swinging on a swing would not be something you would normally do. So that's why it seems very curious. And I just heard, yeah, and for some, they're going to think, well, that's just so childish. But that's okay. You know, because sometimes we're being invited to allow playfulness, innocence, the appreciation of a child for something as simple in life as just going and swinging on a swing. And a day away from it all. Again, I feel like this is going to be something that could be very, very restorative. I also feel like, again, they're drawing my attention to this influence card. That, I mean, if you look at these cards, right? Even with the two here, and you got all the plants and all of that, they're protecting themselves. They're feeling defensive. They're feeling like they have to protect themselves. So I feel like that's, for some of you, how you're feeling. Again, whether this is about a situation, an environment, a relationship, or just this feeling defensive about your, no, I don't want to go do this kind of thing. So take it how it resonates, leave the rest. But I do feel that this is something that would be very beneficial for you to have. And I just saw this top line up here on this card. And it says, listen to the call of spirit leading you to a new way. Listen to the call of spirit leading you in a new way. And it's on the back of the helpers card. So I do feel that there are people, places, events, situations, things like that, that could be quite helpful to you should you choose to accept the help, look for the help, ask for help. And again, very earthy. Look up horse energy. Maybe you're being invited to go horseback riding. I don't, you know, again, take it how it resonates. And if that makes you laugh, it's like, oh, yeah, I've never been on a horse. Maybe that's something for you to do. All right, what else? What else? All right. I'm like literally seeing them sifting through the cards. So again, if you feel this takes too long, feel free to skip ahead. Okay, guys, come on. We need whatever card you're wanting to come out here to come out. They're saying, no, pull one. Taming the wind. And flow. Okay. So when I see this taming of the wind, it does feel like that for some there's like this flurry of activity going on around them and feeling like opposition. Like, yeah, it feels like opposition. It feels like there's opposition and there's a lot of give me the words again, please. A flurry of opposition. Somebody doesn't want you to change. Somebody wants things to stay the same, whether that is you yourself, again, arguing with the self, or if this is, a relationship or an environment or whatever. but again, there's this, it's like a, I don't know if any of you have ever lived anywhere that is like really windy, but it's like this trying to walk against, really, really high winds, and how you're literally leaning forward with all your might, trying to just take a few steps. And again, this learning how to tame the wind. Well, how would you tame the wind for that? And that's going to look different for every person. I want to say that this bird over here in this corner is a woodpecker, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. If that resonates with you, I would say look up the energies of the woodpecker. We also have, and I can never remember the names of these things, but those things, I also see owl feathers and eagle, or not eagle, owl and pheasant feathers. So if that resonates with anyone, you may want to look those up. But I do, I do feel this is about going from fighting against and rebelling against to, and trying, I feel like too, there's a lot of this, I have to defend what I'm thinking and feeling and what I'm wanting to do. And in reality, okay, in reality, no, you don't. If this is you fighting against you, it's more about just getting to the roots and what are those beliefs that have you creating this opposition within. If this is about someone else or someone's, plural, people, events, situations, environments, again, no, it's not about that. This is about what's for you, what is in alignment for you. And again, remember that if we are out of alignment ourselves, then the energy and what we are giving out to others is also out of alignment. So it's not selfish to do what you need to do to get yourself back in alignment with yourself, because that then in turn raises the quality of what you share with others. And I do feel this taming the wind is about getting into the flow. Bringing in the flow of movement, and not fighting against the self, and not allowing others to influence in a way that's just not serving for you. It's just not healthy. It's not helping you. And there are people who are around who would like to help. Okay. And now they're showing me this one. So it's be you, do you, for you. That's the name of the deck. All right. So let's wrap up here and see what else is going to come forward for us. I'm hearing the song like from Sister Act. I don't remember if it is at Sister Act 1 or 2. And it's when that young gentleman sings, "Oh Happy Day." You may want to look it up on YouTube. And it is the Sister Act soundtrack. And it was "Oh Happy Day." And that was just really, yeah, I am in perfect balance. And I would say this is, for some, this is what you're wanting to aspire to. And there is this imbalance that is taking place right now, which is why we're being encouraged to start somewhere. And I do feel like, again, and I know it, don't let the word trigger you, that simply making a few changes here and there can really go a long way in boosting you on your journey. And I don't want you to get triggered by the word simply, because I don't mean that it's always easy. I just mean that changes don't have to be huge, massive, dramatic. And, when we try to do a whole bunch all at once, we can end up actually just blocking ourselves, because it's just too much for us to adjust at one time. And then we just give up and we don't do anything. Oh, wow. Okay. See, look at slow progress is still progress. I'm doing the best I can. And that's exactly what I was just saying. You know, just it can be the simplest thing, and allow that. And trust me, I get it that is not easy to do. You know, I'm much, much better than I used to be, but I used to have the patience of a gnat. And for me, one of my things that I have had to learn, and that I continue to learn in different aspects and ways and shapes, is, you know, being a quintuple Aries is, that's a lot of energy. And learning how to master the self is a big part of the journey. And learning to be in the flow of stuff and allow, if something is meant to shift and flow in direction, it can be a slow process. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just, it's a process. All right. And then we have, my mind is my tool to use in any way I wish, which takes us right back to this belief or beliefs that are, whatever that is. So if it's you fighting against yourself, or you, you know, beliefs that have you allowing others to influence you in ways that are not in your best interest. Either way, these are things that are in play. So again, I would say, you know, looking at the medicine wheel and what we read out of the book there is finding a way to be able to, you know, help and support yourself in your journey. And again, it's, you know, asking those questions, right? Asking yourself, I don't remember the question it said to ask, but yeah, I really feel that would help. I'm sorry, I wanted to look this up real quick. So when this is in the light for the vessel, now again, this is about the vessel. Okay. When in the light, meaning balanced, aligned, right? Harmonious, it's stable, strong, and graceful. When it's in the dark, it's trapped in being in a bubble. It says go deeper, and it has quoted here, Loving Cup by the Rolling Stones. And then it says the physical body is the most sacred vessel of all. It is the one in which you reside from your first breath to your last. It may need your attention. So again, there is a way to better support and help the body, the container, the cup. The mentor and the healer must pay particular attention to this archetype form. Healing cannot be sustained without a strong container. So again, if we're trying to, that is so important. So again, I don't mean to trigger anybody here, but there are beliefs sometimes that can get in our way because we're like, well, I can be spiritual. I can do this. I can be that. I can do whatever. And it doesn't matter what I ingest. It doesn't matter what I do to my body, because, you know, if I'm meant to do this, then my body's just going to keep going. And it's like, well, that may or may not be true. And again, it's about the quality of that output there. And again, if our container is filled with things that are toxic and not healthy for us, then that in turn, again, domino effect, ripple effect. Nothing is an island unto itself. That is included in the energy that we put out there. So yeah, the vessel may be the most powerful archetype form on earth. It is everywhere. Cups hold liquid, stoves hold fire, our bodies hold organs, our homes hold families. Through the simple act of separation, the vessel protects what it contains. Nests protect the eggs. Savings account protect our earnings. Even the planets are contained within their circular orbit. when this card appears, it's time to assess what is being held together and how. So that may be a question to ask when you're in the wheel. Is the vessel too tight, too loose, broken, empty, full, or perhaps there is no vessel at all and the contents spill in every direction? It is natural for structures to be formed and eventually fall apart. The vessel has a life cycle that must be honored. It is time for you to build, break, or repair. Is it time for you to build, break, or repair? You must find out. So again, it is a journey. And for some, you may feel like, man, this is such a detour though, and I don't want to go do this, and I don't want to have to change this, and there's this whole narrative. I would suggest writing down all your objections, because those are all beliefs. And then there's work to be done around those beliefs, which, you know, again, I mean, if you're interested in working with me, that's something we can talk about, because beliefs is very, very influential in our quality of life, in our processing. They can get in our way, or they can support and assist us. Some of them we're aware of, some of them we are not, many of them we are not. But when we're faced with something like this, we can come up with all of these objections and perceptions and beliefs and challenges, and we haven't even started yet. So again, I feel like writing these down can help you in knowing, okay, well, so what of this is really serving me? What of this is really true? And what of this can I let go of? And again, give yourself permission to put your burdens down. Permission to come from, permission must come from you, because it can't come from anyone else. So anyways, guys, I hope you found this helpful and eye-opening, as well as, you know, there are steps here that you can take to support and help yourself to shift any of this, or to just become further along in your journey. You know, and maybe you're very conscious of this and you do all these wonderful things for your vessel, but maybe now it's time to continue that to the next chapter. Anyway, there you guys go. Until next time, talk to you soon. Bye.